Yeah, really.
That is pitch and catch. Darius Slay is playing really soft there on third and medium, and there's been no pressure on Tom Brady yet. You see how soft the coverage is. That's the way it was on the opening drive, and that's how it's been so far on this one. It's basically a 7-on-7 drill that you'd see in practice.
Yeah. Troy Aikman is such a great analyst. Playing that zone coverage, man. Watching it. They're playing pitch and catch here, though, man. It's like 9-on-7. They're just trying to keep everything underneath. Man, they're hitting. That's a great line. Hey, man. 50 yards of penalties helped out the Buccaneers a little bit, didn't it? What happened? What'd they do? JT's a backstabber. Brent's a great guy. And I don't think anything. JT's a backstabber. JT backstabbed me. He's always been. He's never been a friend. He says he was. Oh, I love Brent. I love Musburger. Musburger's awesome. Brent does my show a lot. Brent's a good guy. Lincoln Kennedy, too. Another good dude. Yeah. So was I. I worked at Bear Stearns. Man, it's Leonard Fournette. What up, Penguin, man? How you doing, brother?
The fewer games in his 40s, more touchdown passes, his completion percentage is up. So for Tom, you go back to that game on Sunday when they did have pressure in his face. He's just got guys who can win on routes.
Watching Brady is like watching Michael Jordan when he played. Too easy. Too easy, man. Antonio Brown, by the way, Antonio Brown looks like Antonio Brown of a couple years ago, dude. I mean, he looks unbelievable. Yeah, I did. I watched the Rangers last night. Coverage was weird. They got to tell, as much as I love Wayne Gretzky, they got to tell Wayne, hey, dude, when someone scores, let the dude respond to it. Way too easy.
11 for 12, 121 yards, a touchdown pass to Howard, and Brown at 12 is doing his thing in front.
Hey, and by the way, nice dye job. Hey, man, I'm going to say something here. By the way, man, Erin Andrews looks great tonight. She looks great.
Sorry, because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Discover the unbelievable true story that is now the cinematic event of the year. Matt Damon, Adam Driver, Jodie Comer, and then
I hope the Arizona Coyotes lose every single game this year. Tell you what, man. Hey, I'll tell you what, dude. The Eagles getting that first touchdown, I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked.
Sargento has stood for real, natural cheese. Because when you make it real, you discover.
I'm kidding you, man. You know what's crazy? Hey, Penguin. You know what's crazy? I really love Rick Tocchet. Rick and I are dear friends, man. Oh, man. Come on now. No comment on that.
What's good? Just your typical sneakerhead working here for the employee discount.
I hate to tell you this, Penguin.
I heard regular guys like me, you're getting the Patrick price. That can't be real, right?
They'll be in Quebec by the end of next year. I'm kidding.
Wow. Just anyone now? Yeah.
Hey, Penguin, I need a favor from you. You're in Phoenix, right? Or Arizona. You're in Arizona, right? Go over to my Twitter page and say that you go to Hooters for me. I need some love. Favor, man. My Twitter page at Dan Sileo Show. Say check. I'm in Phoenix. If you do, hey, oh my God, if you do that, man, that'll help me out a lot. You guys are cool. Hey, did you hear that? Here you see Howard Eskin got some love. Hooters all around. Hey, Steven, me too, man. I was young when that was going on like that. Look at Penguin, man.
Smith and getting ready for this game and watching him. Here we're going to see Philadelphia go to a hurry up. We've seen a lot of teams do this against Tampa Bay and try to change the tempo a little bit. Now Philadelphia will. In the second quarter, because at the end of one, 14-7, Buccaneers on top. Thursday Night Football presented by Football.
In your opinion, would you have Chargers Ravens at 4 p.m. instead of Cowboys Pats?
We talked about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Not that. This is big.
Absolutely. But Trevor, wait a minute. Are you talking from a football fan standpoint? Or are you talking about a television executive standpoint? Chargers and Ravens, dude. No ratings. Cowboys and Pats get huge ratings. East Coast Boston, Cowboys, all night long you're going to put that game on. Dak Prescott. See, you're talking like a football fan. You're not talking like a TV executive. No, dude, how many games have you tuned on with the Chargers? And the Raiders, there were more fans. The Browns, there were more fans. Every time I tune on a Charger game and they're at home, the opposing crowd is louder than the home crowd. Even with Justin Herbert. How about this? They're lucky they have Justin Herbert.
Chromebooks are a new way to laptop, starting with the Everything button, so you can find your files or apps and even answers online instantly. And Chromebooks are secure with virus protection that's built in, so no more of this, and a lot more peace of mind. So peaceful. So if you're ready to upgrade to fast, easy, and secure, don't just switch to a new laptop. Switch to a new way to laptop. Switch to
Dude, the better game is Chargers and Ravens for sure. But TV executives are going to go Cowboys all night long. Yeah, Cowboys will blow it. Is it in New England or is it in Dallas? How's that baseball game going? New England? Got to keep an eye on that. It's game 5 tonight, right? Doesn't it look like the Eagles are kind of like just hanging in there? Actually, Penguin, they're in kind of like a preseason. Their season starts like in January. Like they played Arizona State a couple weeks ago, and I think they got another game coming up against Arizona. Then they're going to play BYU. I can't believe the Bucs defense giving it up like that. Yeah, Hurts can't have 3 and outs. I tell you this, man, I love that Jordan Mailata kid that they have playing OT for the Eagles. Oh, that's a great – oh, you got to catch – is that Rieger kid? He sucks. He fucking sucks, man. Ugh. He sucks. Dude, he does, man. Hang on, I got to put Big Mouth on now. I get it. I love him. Yeah, okay, guy. I'm doing something more important than talking to you, watching a game and talking to my friends. I do that every day. Understand, Christopher? Hey, by the way, Chris, thank you very much for today. Thank you, man. That was really. I'm sorry. Hey, dude, thank you so much. Listen, yeah, I did. That was fucking classic, man. I said it to my boy. I go, do me a favor. Look at this, man. That was funny. Hey, Chris, I need one more, just one more random one, and that would be all I need. All right. No, how about like from last Friday? Is that is that too much work? Because that went into the fight, you know. Dude, that was funny, man. That was great. Totally. Everybody, it's hilarious, man. Yep. Dude, that's fantastic. Oh, good for you, man. Oh my God, that's tasty. Who? Did the Red Sox win? Oh, I thought they started it tonight. Today, I mean, during the day. It'd be great to see Dusty win the World Series. Huh, you think? Ugh. Now you're a dick. Good evening, America. Dan Sileo, USA Radio Network, and welcome aboard. Another packed sports night. Game 5. Right? Dodgers and Giants. You got football going on, Buccaneers and Eagles. Man, I got to tell you, it is so great to be in this sandbox that I call sports. It really is. I start my show off with that because I'd like telling people that, because tonight I'm watching something that I hope people understand. In 20 years from now, you'll look back on this time like you do now in today's sports world. When we think of Jordan and we talk about Michael Jordan, how we revere Jordan, we're going to be doing the same thing to Tom Brady. The things that Brady has accomplished, there's nothing he's not number one in. When we talk about the quarterback position, when we talk about winning, when we talk about leading, he is the ultimate team leader. He is the ultimate GOAT. You know, you're like, wow, that's how you start me off, Tom Brady talk? Yeah, because 20 years from now, we're going to be talking about him the same way, as I said, we talk about Jordan today. But the difference is that sport, unlike basketball or baseball, is the most physical sport that you have of the major sports here in America. I've said this before to you, and I'll say it again. You ready? That streak that Brett Favre has for the most consecutive games played streak blows out of the water anything Cal Ripken did with his streak. He's hitting 210 at the end of that streak, leaving the game after the fifth inning and designating hitting. Brett Favre's playing with a ruptured spleen, broken fingers, broken hands, punctured lungs. Name it, he had it. The quintessential leader we're watching now. I've said this to you too before about the guy. I mean, watching him, it's just like a surgeon tonight. The Eagles think they're going to play like a zone coverage against that guy. He'll sit back there like the ultimate teacher, and he'll just school that young coach, Nick Sirianni, from the Eagles. That's so who he is. And for me, I like watching greatness. I don't really root for a team. Now, the Buccaneers are, for me, you know, my team because I played for them, obviously, and drafted by them. So, you know, it does mean something to me. I root for the Bucs. I won't lie. But I also root for greatness. Okay? I root for greatness. I root for, you know, watching how a guy just has taken the sport, and he's such a savant when it comes to dissecting a football team, how he sees the game, how he sees his teammates. Let me throw this into the conversation too. Antonio Brown, you know, the troubled wide receiver who last year nobody was knocking on his door. Nobody wanted him because of all the troubles that he had with the police. It was just a complete train wreck for 18 months for him. Kicked out of the league, numerous run-ins with the police. Who was the only guy to stand up for him? The only guy to stand up for him, who was it? It was Tom Brady. Bruce Arians did not want the guy on the team. He was asked at the beginning of last year, what about bringing Antonio Brown into the Buccaneers? Remember what Bruce said? Nah, we're good. And they were good. And they were set. Brady kept hammering away at Jason Light, the general manager. Finally, they relented because you know why? It's Tom Brady. He's built up the equity in the league where you trust that. He's built that equity up. Okay, let's bring him in. And you know what Bruce Arians says about him today? Bruce Arians says this about him. Man, he is just so wonderful to have on the team. If I were Antonio Brown, I would give half my paycheck to Tom Brady every single day for what he's done for my career. He has saved potentially a Hall of Fame career. Nobody in the NFL was going to sign that guy. He was a pariah. He was on the NFL's commissioner exempt list. You know what that means? It's purgatory. You don't get off that list. They ban you. They don't want you back in the game. Get this. Antonio Brown thought he was going to go out into the open market this past offseason, and he thought he was going to get a good deal like he did when he went to the Raiders. Guess what happened? No takers. Not at the asking price. Because you know why? What's the one thing he hasn't built up yet? Trust. Only one guy trusts him. Only one guy trusts him. That's Tom Brady. The more and more he continues to play, the more and more he continues to show people that he can be counted on again, like he was in Pittsburgh, people will revere the guy again. You know, he's the fastest wide receiver to 900 receptions in NFL history, and he absolutely, I thought, had blown his entire chances at going to Canton up. Brady saved it, threw him a life preserver. Now he's got a Super Bowl ring, fastest to 900. He's back on track again. That is so awesome. Remember something also. He's the guy that was Aaron Hernandez's quarterback, Corey Dillon's quarterback. Anybody that was troubled, Tom Brady was there for those guys. The best teammates, the worst teammates. Brady was able to talk and able to motivate all types of personalities. Do you find that really remarkable that he's able? How many times have you heard people in your own personal business, I don't like this guy because this guy's not cool, or I don't like that guy, or I like this guy, or I like this guy? Brady doesn't pick that and do that. He treats everybody the same in the huddle, which means this. You could be a troubled athlete, or you could be a model athlete. He's trying to get the best out of everybody. He doesn't pick and choose. He doesn't do this. I'm not going to throw to that guy because that guy is an a-hole. I'm not going to do that. There's people I know that won't hire people because they're jackwagons. That's not coaching. That's not managing. In my business, people will do this. Well, I'm not going to hire the guy because I don't like him. Even if the guy got you 14 shares. I'd rather not have the headache. Well, then you don't want to win. You know why Dean Smith, the famous coach at North Carolina, never won more national championships? This is the guy that coached Michael Jordan. Do you know why he didn't win more than 2? And Krzyzewski and all these other guys were able to coach guys like Kyrie Irving and Christian Laettner and all these dudes. Do you know why? I heard Dean Smith say something years ago. He goes, I tried to always recruit guys to my personality. And it made it easier for me to connect and easier to coach. You're going to win a lot of games like that. But you're not going to be able to take all types of personalities and get all the talent that you're recruiting, put it on your team, and you need to coach all personalities. That's what the great ones do. Okay? That's the great coaches. That's the great managers. I don't really like the guy. Who cares what you like? I tried telling that to my guys in the radio business. They don't get it. He's a tool. He gets 10 shares, and he's one of the top billers around. Yeah, but I don't like him. Well, then you're not doing your job. I need to replace you. The greatest people manage all types of egos and attitudes. Those are the truly great leaders. Brady's that's the secret sauce in that guy. Pretty remarkable. All right, so let me go on to this other story. Obviously, and by the way, I'm getting sick and tired of the John Gruden story already. But there's some things that are coming out. And last night, Adam Schefter and ESPN released some obnoxious statement about how he is high and mighty, and how Adam Schefter, if you don't know, is like one of the lead guys in the building for ESPN. And he's been caught up in this John Gruden email scandal. Funny, 650,000 emails, and they released only 20 of them. Only 20. Why those 20? You mean to tell me there's not back and forth with other owners or other executives that have that kind of language that John Gruden was talking in his 20 emails with Bruce Allen? 20 emails out of 650,000. You know what the NFL's response was today, according to Brian McCarthy? We're not releasing any more. So you went after John Gruden. You ambushed the Raiders. And by the way, I'm not underscoring any way in whatsoever condoning that language. But Schefter last night, and by the way, the guy that's playing in a football game, you can go over to my Twitter page, at Dan Sileo Show, Jason Pierre-Paul. How about this? Jason Pierre-Paul retweeted something that I said about Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter went on this, I don't know, it wasn't really an apology. It was an explanation, ESPN in the statement. It was obnoxious. He made it seem like he's some sort of journalistic integrity guy. This is the same guy that released Jason Pierre-Paul's medical health records on a tweet, which is against the law. Jason Pierre-Paul, who's playing in tonight's game, retweeted that. Because the guy, and also, you know what Adam Schefter does? Figure this out here. Adam Schefter is connected, and he's a partner with Bob Kraft in a gaming company that sets the lines, over-unders, point spreads. He's the guy that goes on ESPN on game day and says which guys are active and which guys aren't. You don't think that's a conflict of interest? So one of the lead analysts on ESPN is in a gambling relationship with an NFL owner. And you're trying to tell me he doesn't have a conflict of interest, and he's using his platform of ESPN to set the lines or move the lines. How do you know he's not lying one time about a guy being injured and the point spread changes so that his company can make more money? ESPN comes out and goes, well, there's no conflict of interest. Really? You wouldn't have a problem with that? I can't believe the NFL doesn't have a problem with that. But he's a holier-than-thou guy. Never did I ever give editorial lead on a story that I did. Yeah, you did. You did it to Bruce Allen. You gave it to Bruce Allen, the former president of the Washington team. Come on, man. Come on, man. You got to be kidding me. Come on, dog. All right. Roger Goodell. I want to hit on him. We'll do it next. You keep it here on the Dan Sileo Show. Who's married? What does that mean? Oh. Oh, my God. You're so no hope with your jokes. They were terrible. Yeah. What? Jesus. I'm sorry, I'm not listening to you. Let me take my headphones off for 5 minutes. Look at Bruce Arians going fucking nuts. He's a good dude, man, but he's in a no-win. Look at Dabo Swinney, man. Dabo Swinney was an interim coach. Turned out he's making $10 million a year now with Clemson. Yeah. Not sure yet what we're doing. No. Oh my God, that is so nice. Dude, I love that series. I don't know why. I don't know why they canned it. Yeah, but dude, the 20s lasted a long time. You know what I mean? I do. I do. I get it. You know what? Come on, man. That's an interception. What are you looking at? Watch this. Watch him overturn it. Incomplete pass. Holy shit. I don't know, man. Call reversed. Really, man. I think that was pretty close. What a night. Dan Sileo, USA Radio Network. What a week in sports. What a 72 hours of news in the NFL concerning the Gruden story. As I told you before, more heads are going to fall. But let me ask you something here. Oh, and for the record, hey, I want to tell you guys thank you so much each and every single night for coming aboard. Steven, Play Action Real, my boy from Arizona, Trevor, everyone's on my social media platforms, my YouTube, my Twitch, and my Twitter page at Dan Sileo Show. We thank you so much. This is how you become really part of the program. Okay, if you want to post something, I read it. We kind of create content there a little bit with it. So I want to thank everybody for coming aboard. I got to throw this at you here. Where's the commissioner of the National Football League in this Gruden story? You did a 3-year investigation into the disgusting practices of the Washington team run by Daniel Snyder, okay? And you're telling me 650,000 emails, you came up with John Gruden stuff? Right? You came up with John Gruden stuff. What about Snyder? What about the investigation into the team that this thing was in? You hired a private law firm to go in and do an investigation on this. Doesn't the commissioner of the National Football League have to address this stuff? Or is he just going to stay in the weeds on this? Let a spokesperson or the Raiders or whomever or nothing. Really, that's how it ends. And the question you ask, why was it important for the NFL to want to go after John Gruden? What is the end game here? What makes it so important that the National Football League wanted that coach out of the sport? Can someone tell me? Why can't the league say that? And you know what they're going to point to? Bad language. Now, also this. Do you think it's a diversion away from, because you understand something. Why do you think the NFL is loving COVID-19 protocols and pro everything with COVID? Why do you think that is? Can somebody help me on that? Do you guys know why they're doing that? Because it takes it away from concussions and CTE. It takes it away from the payments, the billion-dollar settlement that the former players have constantly gone after the NFL. The NFL hasn't paid 1 cent of that yet. You know that, right? But concussions and the danger of the game, it takes all of that away when you've got another diversion over here. They're notorious for that. Is this a diversion here? Because again, I'm not getting this. So get this, watch this. If I were investigating you, and I'm investigating you and your company, I go in there, I find some information that has nothing to do with the current investigation that I'm in right now. I have nothing in here. Nothing. But you know what happens? I find something out later on and I release it. Makes no sense. All right. Hey guys, do me a favor. Our dear friends in the Phoenix area at the Valley Hooters, man, what an absolutely great place it is to go. Arizona State, Arizona, like I've been telling you, the Arizona Cardinals, man, unbelievable. Make sure you get into any of the local Valley Hooters, $3 Michelob Ultra Lights, all the great food specials. I mean, look, man, the Steamers are one of my favorites. One of my favorites of all time. UFC fans, this is your one-stop place. When you go into any of the Valley Hooters in the Phoenix area, do me a favor, tell them that your boy Sileo sent you. All right, we'll take a look at a great honor that's going to happen this Sunday. I'll tell you who he is. We'll do it next. Okay, hey, I'm going to take my headphones off for 2 seconds. Man, Antonio Brown looks great. Yeah, because I sent them one that was taped and they didn't like it. Well, I had one that I had taped like in August. Oh yeah, no, perfect. I was never angry. I'm never angry. Ugh. I'd like to slap the shit out of you. How's that? Hercules. Hercules. Why don't you shut the hell up? Do I have a favorite what? I kind of like the spicy. I can't think of it. Yeah. Yep. You know what? My favorite item used to be the grouper sandwich, but because of them overfishing the grouper, it's just not the same. So they don't really have. And plus, those turned into like $12 sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't economically feasible for them to keep it on the menu. But when it was like grouper sandwiches were on the menu, grouper sandwiches at Hooters were insane great. Okie dokie. Let me go over here. There it is. Right. What?
Sorry? I know it's going to make you feel better.
Okay, make me feel better.
I'm going to make you feel better. You know what? If I were as angry as you are right now,
I am not angry, guy.
There is one place in the world I know I could go if I were in the Phoenix area, and that would be Hooters. Would you not agree? And why didn't cheer anybody up, especially you?
Yes. Would you shut up so I can get to my copy here on my Hooters here? And he's dead right. By the way, if you're in the Hooters, if you're in the Phoenix area, Hooters is your place to go right now, man. Perfect. Good. It's good. Product placement too. Yep. Dan Sileo, USA Radio Network. Man, we're just whipping through the year, aren't we? Just whipping through it, man. 2021 was a tick up better than 2020, right? Still a lot of issues. But what I love the most about what's happened in the fall is that sports are almost back full tilt. You know what I mean? You still have these stupid protocols that are out there. Like Dallas Goedert tonight with the Philadelphia Eagles is vaccinated, but he's out for COVID-19 because he's got the tracing thing. I thought the vaccinations worked. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, maybe Kyrie Irving's a little right. Can I have some more information, please? And this time, let's not have the waffling information that we've been getting out of the CDC and the White House. Just a little clarity. Well, a little. How about some more clarity? That's all. We were told months ago, well, you don't have to worry about anything once you get vaccinated. Oh, but that's changed. I don't know. Look, I'm not going to play doctor here. I will not, because that's not my place. I have told you that from the very beginning. I have no qualifications whatsoever to sit here and tell anybody anything about vaccinations. I am not qualified. And the people that go on the air and pretend that they are on TV, radio, whatever, are ridiculous. And in my opinion, it's unethical. It is unethical. When I hear people, and I saw today, even on Colin Cowherd's show, these two people telling people to get vaccinated, that's unethical. I take my cues when it comes to my health from doctors, not TV host or radio host, a hammerhead like me. You know what I'm qualified to do? Mow a lawn. Most of these guys couldn't get jobs at bars and be bartenders. Your greeters in Vegas. Hey, hi, this is Dan Sileo. Hey, I'm here at the MGM. Welcome aboard. Oh, yeah, get vaccinated. I'd be like, dude, get out of my face. Now, wait a minute. Chris just said try the buffet. The best buffet, there's two places that I loved when I lived in Vegas. Off the strip, it's the Rio. And let me tell you, MGM Grand, man, you pay $35 for the for all you can eat. My God almighty, man, is that MGM buffet one of the best. In Vegas, you got to understand something. Those buffets are such good eating places, and it's all you can eat. I'm telling you, Chris. Man, dude, unbelievable, man. I got to tell you, those buffets are just great. But when I lived in Vegas, we used to go to the Rio all the time to the buffet, man. Sit in the sports book, right off the strip a little bit, you know? Oh, yeah, right there, man. I love that place, man. Yeah, a little bit north of it, right? A little bit north of it, not the south end, but the north end of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, God. Great food, man. Those buffets in Vegas are spectacular. All right, let me get into this. On Sunday, there's going to be a player that's going to be honored. And I got to throw this at you here. Sean Taylor's going to have his number retired. He was shot and killed a couple years back, and he was an all-pro, and this guy, in my opinion, was better than Ed Reed. You know, and I may have told the story. I want to tell it again. I said it on my early stream show today, and I'm going to do it again. This guy is the best safety I've ever seen in my entire life. You know who Andy Garcia, the actor, is? His girlfriend, or excuse me, Sean Taylor's girlfriend was Andy Garcia's niece. They lived in Pembroke Pines, I think it was. Great family. She's pregnant, this and that. And Sean had made a reputation for himself already in the NFL. People revered him. People in Washington, D.C. loved him. And the reason I know him well is because he's a Hurricane. On his way to Canton, just completely on his way to Canton, I get a call one night. I'm sitting watching a game with my wife. Kim and I are watching the game, and I get a call from my former teammate, George Myra Jr. Played linebacker with me at Miami. When he left Miami, he was the all-time leading tackler in Hurricane history. I get a call. He becomes an EMT after his playing days, and he's been doing it now for probably about 18 years now. I get a call from him one night. Sills, what you doing, brother? He goes, Dan, I'm with Sean Taylor. And I'm like, oh, great. Make sure you tell him hi, man. Love what he's doing. He goes, he's dying. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, we're on the call here. I'm with him. And I said, okay, George, what's going on? He was shot, man. A burglar broke into their house, shot him in the groin area. He was bleeding to death. And George Myra Jr. is holding his hand while he dies. He threw himself in front of his pregnant girlfriend so that she wouldn't be hit by the gunshots. Sacrificed his life, threw himself in front of her so that she wouldn't be injured. And he died in my friend's arms. This guy was a man's man. And Washington is going to retire his jersey on Sunday. My other friend, as you all know, you know my relationship with Jerome Brown. If you've ever listened to me, we played football together at the University of Miami. And he ended up getting killed with his nephew, Augustus, in a car accident in Brooksville, Florida. Those two men, I mean it, they were both going to the Hall of Fame. It just tells me all the time and reminds me all the time also that life is too short. Make sure you look up sometimes, folks. No matter who you are in the world, Sean Taylor, Jerome Brown, Stephen Clark, Dan Sileo, Chris O'Sullivan, it doesn't matter, man. Life is too short. Don't get hung up on the little things in life. Because in a blink of an eye, it's over. I'm not here to preach to you. But every time I think of people and how we're arguing all the time in our country over the dumbest stuff, those names remind me of what life is all about. Do you know how much of your day is consumed with hating on crap that doesn't affect you or have any bearing on you? Think of that for a minute. Do you know what I'm starting to do? I'm starting to push those things away in my life that really create angst in my life that has no bearing on my life. Being upset with things, being troubled by, I can't worry about it. I got enough issues in my own life. Trying to climb back up the hill again, getting up to the mountain again. It's been tedious. Worrying about dumb stuff? Come on, man. Having anger towards people? Not going there. Not doing it anymore. Just not. It's not worth it. And I see these bitter fights that go on all the time. You know what I'm saying? It just goes on all the time. And you're like this, man. It just doesn't make sense. People go on Twitter all the time and, you call this guy a name or you call this person a name and you're this. I mean, don't you have a life? Don't you want to live life and have a fun time and think about the good things in life? Get this, watching sports tonight, watching either baseball in the playoffs or watching football. Dude, that's a luxury a lot of people around the world don't get an opportunity to do. Again, I don't like preaching to people, but dude, it just makes me think, I mean, man, people without a doubt, man, they spend more time on the dumbest stuff. Just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Like this thing again with Gruden in the NFL. I mean, it was so important for the league to kick that guy's ass out of the league. When you got people inside the Washington organization that were sending the cheerleaders down to like exotic places and sending them down there, and they were putting these calendars together, topless, and John Gruden is sending these videos around, and you found that out in this investigation, but yet you thought these 20 emails out of 650,000 were so important to have John Gruden fired for something he did 12 years ago. Like I said, and let me ask you this, and let me throw this at you now. How about this one here? So, people have a problem with John Gruden's language, right? I would imagine everybody out there does. Chris and I were both talking before, All these guys here have problems with his language. Do you agree? All right. So the NFL Super Bowl and halftime show is going to have Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Snoop Dogg. These men have all sung about hating Jews, hating cops, derogatory statements towards white people, derogatory statements towards women. But the NFL doesn't have a problem with their language. There's no problem with their Hey, for the record, wait a minute. Let me throw this at you here. I actually like those artists. I like Snoop Dogg. Okay? I like Dre. And some of Eminem, I don't like the new stuff. But I like Eminem. I'm all good with those guys. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the hypocrisy of the league here. So, you have a problem with John Gruden calling a woman a bitch, but you don't when it comes to your halftime show. Is that correct? Or having Dre, part of NWA, saying, F the police. You're okay with that. Okay. I tweeted that out at Dan Sileo show. And you know what one said? You can't really compare an artist to a guy putting something down on an email. So you know what? I fired back, and I usually don't respond, but I fired back at this. Oh, I see. So as long as you sing about killing cops, it's cool. But if you put anything down in a company email about saying something about a black guy, that gets you fired. I got it. Okay. See the hypocrisy? Super Bowl's in Los Angeles. And you don't think there's going to be a 5-second delay and these guys are going to be dropping obnoxious language? And once again, I love Snoop. I'm friends with Ice Cube, guys. You know this. He's been on my show multiple times. Yeah. Penguin AZ just said, wait, will a cop killer email be okay? No, won't be okay. But if you sing about it, you're cool. And the NFL will make you a halftime show and make it part of the halftime. How do you justify that? How do you justify to the people that are watching this? Because Americans are smart here, folks. You get it, right? We're smart. We see that. So wait a minute. And by the way, most Americans would look at it like this. Hey, man, I'm cool with Snoop. Most Americans would go like this on John Gruden, but they can't any longer because of cancel culture and woke societies. Why do you get to keep and have a halftime show like that, but it was important for the league to fire John Gruden? Do you see where I'm coming from? That's all I'm saying. Just think about it a little bit. All right. Hey, do me a favor, guys. Please check out my friends at podcasterwarehouse.com. I mean, this is your one-stop place. I was talking with Chris Leonard today, man, and he's like this. You guys are really doing a great job. Hey, headphones, earbuds, anything that you really need. We appreciate you guys going over and checking out. Gamers, this is your one-stop place, too. 25% off everything that's on the website there. Promo code is Sileo. S as in Sam, I-L-E-O. S as in Sam, I-L-E-O. Shipping is free. You can spend as much as $5 to $5,000. All right. Somebody at the NFL Network today asked me who I would choose if I had 60 minutes to win a game. I'm going to tell you, it's simple. I'll give you my 5 guys. We'll do it next. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, huh? Howard Eskin is trending because Joe Buck mentioned him. No, I never did that. I kept no, no. No, I didn't. I would toss my mouthpiece. Or a chin strap. Or a jock strap. Millions. You could use it. You could use my jock strap as a slingshot. No doubt, man. Big Sil's jockstrap holding golden coconuts. and a cheetah banana. What's that in your jock? It's a cheetah banana and 2 walnuts. Right. By the way, I drink pina coladas. Can you tell? Really? You can't tell by the bulge of my cheetah banana? Okay. Oh, wow. You're really going there. I did. See, I'm going to stay away from that one. I know. Wow, I was feeling you got hurt that much. Dan Sileo, USA Radio Network. Play Action says Dan's jockstrap could be a hammock. Some of you are out there going, what? It's unless you're watching social media. No, not at all. Yes, when I lay in my backyard and, I have between 2 trees this hammock that I lay in when I want to watch my football game. And so when I'm watching is that good? Oh, okay. I need a... I hate your guts as much as I can, as far as I could probably throw you. I hate you right now. You see, Chris O'Sullivan knows a few buttons on... listen, there's a full button pusher that's in my life, and his name is Chris O'Sullivan. Emails to USA Radio Network. Thank you. Oh, hey, wait a minute. He does. Hey, get this. You know what? He does take hater email. So if you want to send it to him, thank you. So he throws Gator at me. Oh, I hear you have a good time sitting around on Saturdays watching the Gators. Oh God. Something about that team. There's still to this day. I'm in my late 50s, and there's still something today that gets under my skin about those obnoxious human beings. Oh my God, Chris O'Sullivan sounds like a ginger. Listen. He says he's good now. He says he's good. Okay. Yeah, the email is Chris O'Sullivan at Jackwagon. Oh, okay. Just keeping score here now. You want to throw rocks at me and throw Gator at me. What did you think I was going to do? Just sit here and take Gator? Wait a minute. Are you suggesting that I'm soft in any way? Like I'm a clown or something? What the F do you mean right now on what you think? What's so funny about me? I got it all wrong? Oh, really? What? So do like I amuse you and like I make you laugh and like I'm a clown? What the flip makes it so that you think that what in the heck makes you think that I'm like funny, that I'm here to amuse you or something? See, I almost got him. I don't know, Chris. I think that maybe you can. Hey, Chris, you may roll over on somebody, Chris. By by the way, this just did. Terry Bradshaw is awful at working the game on Thursday night. He needs to be on that Sunday desk, man, where it's a little bit more controlled. He's not very good at it. No. I'm not. He's just. But it doesn't make sense. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, maybe that's the beauty of Terry. You know. Hey, thanks, Chris. I mean, your input's just wonderful. I mean, no. Thank you for your input. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. I don't care. I don't care about him or anybody right now because you threw Gator at me. I hate that team so much still to this day. No, I won't. Don't tell me to settle down. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll tease the next hour. I'm going. I don't get pissed at that stuff. Hey, yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of fun here, man. We'll talk a little bit more about the MLB playoffs. I think the playoffs have been damn good in baseball. And if you haven't been watching them, then that's on you because baseball's playoffs have been spectacular. We'll talk more about Brady and the Bucks and the Eagles tonight. That's from Lincoln Financial. Also, a guy may have to go into the transfer portal. He lost $50 million. I'll explain. We'll do it next. You keep it right here on the Dan Sileo Show. That's funny. Did what? Oh, Chris, it's all good. Yeah. I'll be right back. Okay. Be right back. Yeah. I like laughing. You dumped it, right? Okay. See, that's the cool thing, Chris, about that's the cool thing about the stream show that I do earlier. You can drop F bombs. Oh, I know, and I did today, and I found myself doing this though after I did it. I went like this. I better not get into the habit of that. Howard Eskin is trending on Twitter because Joe Buck. That's awesome. I love Howard. Why wouldn't MSG have the Rangers? Okay. SN. That's right. That's right. That's right. I think also SNY has also the Islanders. Islanders are on MSG too. Okay. No, that's gone. It's no more. Dan Sileo, USA Radio Network, welcome aboard. Bucks are just absolutely working over the Eagles tonight. To be expected in a way, right? You got a young head football coach, you got a young quarterback, you've got a young coaching staff in Philadelphia. Did you think anything else would be, Brady's coming to town. The GOAT's in town. By the way, heck of a ball game going on in Game 5 between Giants and Dodgers, too. This is what you love about sports, things like this tonight. You get to ping pong back and forth and talk a little bit about, your favorite pastime, and you don't have to worry about, unfortunately, and I've said this to you numerous times, that politics has dipped its head into our sports world more so than I want. Okay, and it's becoming more and more to the point where you really, it's noticeable now. You know what I mean? I guess it's do you agree with me? It's the last place that Americans get together and celebrate one thing. And there's certain people like the media who want to bastardize that too and try to divide that. I'm not saying everybody, because most Americans are cool dudes and cool people and cool women and cool kids. Seriously, I don't subscribe to the way the media portrays half of America. Like if you're a Trump person, you're a white nationalist. They have taken Trump and Republican and turned that into white nationalist. You know what I say to that? I say you're just a dude with a different ideology than me. That don't make you bad. That don't make you anything. I don't really care. It has no bearing on my life what your political beliefs are. Seriously. Do you know that we have somehow, though, taken that and like how about this? It's almost like this. I guess maybe there is a correlation with sports. Eagle fans will never like New York Giant fans or Cowboy fans. Maybe there is some correlation there, you know? Maybe there is something there to that. I don't know. It's almost like it's political ping pong here. But the sports world, I mean, look, I'm looking at Lincoln Financial tonight, and everybody's in the building having a great time. Nobody's wearing masks. Everyone's just watching Brady. Watching Tom Brady is like watching, Elvis show up at a building, or watching a superstar that, you're going to get very few glimpses of as his career is winding down now. You never know. This could be, how about this? This could be the last couple games of Tom Brady's career. Have you thought about that? And every time that he steps on the field, could be the last time we get a chance to revere the guy. I'll tell you something else, too, playing against a guy like Brady. And, hey, for the record, thank you, Play Action Real, Penguin, everybody who's on my social media platforms, like my YouTube channel, my Twitch channel, also on Twitter, at Dan Sileo Show. If you're listening to us with our great friends at USA Radio Network, don't forget also, please, join our newsletter at dansileoshow.com. Okay, our website. Please do that for me. I really appreciate everybody if you would sign up for the newsletter too. Got a lot of great things popping up here over the next couple months here too, so we appreciate everybody doing that. But you know what? If I were Jalen Hurts or I were anybody, I talked a little bit about this earlier on my stream show, and I want to throw this off you here. Somebody asked me, how would you feel about playing against Brady? Would you be concerned with this and that? I'd be like, man, I get a chance to play against the greatest player in the history of the NFL. Give me 60 minutes of that. Let me have 60 minutes of that, man. Can I please have that opportunity to be on the field? I had it once when I played against Joe Montana. I got a picture of me sacking Montana, and I posted it on my Twitter page a few times. Nothing like playing against one of those GOAT dudes. This is a chance for you to make your own little small history in your own way. Jalen Hurts tonight playing against Brady. Can you imagine if somehow he leads them back and he leads the Eagles over the Buccaneers tonight? These are the kind of games that you go in your backyard when you're a kid and you pretend you're playing in an NFL stadium and you dream about playing against guys like this. And as this guy's winding it down, Brady's done everything. People ask me, what is he playing? What's there to play for that's left in his career? You're missing it. You're missing it. Brady has an internal battle with himself. He doesn't want to let go of the thing he loves the most. You have to understand something about leaving the game of football when you've played for this long and at that level. It's your first love. I know some of you are probably going like this. What do you mean? He's got Giselle, he's got kids. It's a different love. That's a different love. That's a life love kind of thing. And it's somehow athletes separate that. And it's different. Brady's first love, do you know how hard it is to divorce the thing you love the most? Because you know why? You have to leave her eventually. You have to leave football. It's the most heart-wrenching thing you can do in your life when you've done it at that level and for that long. I always kind of compare it to being a model. When a model and your looks start to wane, or you're an actress You look in the mirror and you start to see, woman, it's got to be devastating. It's the same for an athlete. When you see yourself on film and you see yourself not competing at the same level that you did once when you were younger. Now, this is obviously not happening with Brady. He's had the best 4-game run in his entire career. This guy is like, he's defying the law of logic in what he's doing. But when you have to decide to leave this, see, Brady's body's not going to fail him because he's kept such great care of it. The last thing to go, I want you to understand something here. The last thing to go in an athlete is his heart. Let's take a look at that with Michael Jordan for a minute. You think Michael Jordan still thinks today that he could take every NBA guy that's on the floor today active? You know he does. His body can't do it because his body's gotten older. The heart of an athlete is the last muscle that deteriorates, and it's still pumping with that competitiveness. And it's so difficult to get rid of it. You know, Chris and I were just joking about the Gators in the last segment. And we were talking about the Gators. And there's still a thing in me. How about this when Miami plays and they don't play very well? You want to get me fired up? Watching my school play like crap bugs the crap out of me. To this day, my wife goes, really? At 57 years old, really? Yeah, it still does. It's crazy. Or get this, if a ball's loose on the floor, like a football on the stadium floor, somehow I still jump off my couch and go, ball! I don't know why I do it. I don't know why. There's still a tinge of competitiveness in me. That's what Brady's fighting. That's why he can't put it down. It's got to get to a point where eventually he's got to, or I guess maybe his wife will be the one to stop him, because Brady's going to keep playing until I guess they drag him off the field. That's the beautiful thing about watching this. And again, maybe I'm being too philosophical about this, but you have to understand, man, the training, the passion, the hurting, the injuries, the focus, the taking care of your body, the sacrifice you make with your family. And by the way, it's selfishness too. Brady's got to be selfish because he's taking himself away. Think about this for a minute too. Guys like Brady and Jordan and guys like that, the superstar athletes, they take themselves away from their families for a reason. You know why? They love the game. And it borderlines loving the game more than your own family. That's why people will look at you sometimes and they'll look at you and say, these athletes, they have these narcissistic mentalities. Absolutely, they do. You have to have that. You have to be selfish. Look at Tiger. Tiger's not married again, right? Cost Tiger a marriage. That's why I look back at Jack Nicklaus and I say this. When Jack Nicklaus was competing and winning all those major championships, Jack Nicklaus had a wonderful family. He and his wife, Barbara, raised an incredible family. And Jack was able to do that balance. Ali couldn't. Tiger couldn't. Michael Jordan couldn't. Hey, Brady had a kid out of wedlock. I know people think he's perfect, but it's not all true. It's hard to do that. Giselle has told many people numerous times there was a time when she was thinking of leaving Brady. All these guys have sacrificed their families. It's just what it is, man. People don't get it. Well, I'm not sacrificing my kids' time. Yeah, well, okay. That's the difference between sitting in the stands and playing on the field. It's more than just kissing cheerleaders and cashing paychecks, folks. I tell people this all the time. It's more to that. These phenomenal athletes, man, these high-end guys, these one percenters of the one percenters. Okay? I mean, it's incredible. Utterly incredible how they can stay focused like that. Like LeBron James. You know what? I give LeBron James a bunch of crap all the time about the way he projects on his career. Brady's more of a progressive thinker. He looks forward. He doesn't look in the rearview mirror. He's more of a looking through the front window kind of guy. He doesn't reflect. He projects. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the difference in the two. He doesn't reflect back on the things he does. You never hear Brady talking about the stuff he's accomplished. He only talks about the next thing he's going to accomplish. LeBron will sit back and go, well, I'm really glad I passed Jordan. And you don't hear Brady going like this. I'm the all-time – I own every record there is when it comes to quarterbacking in the league. He owns every record. Have you ever hear Tom Brady bragging about anything? I've never heard Brady brag once. It's all you hear, it's all you hear LeBron doing is bragging. All right, I want to hit on a story, and it's about Kyrie Irving. The NBA and the the Brooklyn Nets are not allowing him to play because he won't get vaccinated. You think the NBA has a right to tell Kyrie Irving that? We'll hit on that. You keep it right here on the Dan Sileo Show. Thank you, dude. That's right. I hate that. Life's too short for that, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Talking about BS and so Tell me that's not funny, dude. Hilarious, man. Getting laid off because you won't get vaccinated. And they don't have enough employees. You're canceling flights. How does that even make sense? It might be canceled. Their pilots are like, they don't have enough people. They're canceling flights. Eagles are getting blown out now. I see a Jerome Brown jersey, 99. That was dope. Thank you. I miss the guy a lot, always. Wow. Oh, man, it was terrible. Dan Sileo, USA Radio Network. Bucks are blowing out the Eagles. Channel changer time. Dodgers and Giants, thank you. I like watching things that are competitive. Love watching things that are competitive. And that game is competitive, okay? Game 5. NLDS. I'm up. When you give me a score and you're up by 3 scores and the road team's killing you, game's over. You have no shot at coming back. Oh, and Brady is the quarterback. Thank you. All right. So have you been following this story with Kyrie Irving? The superstar for the Brooklyn Nets is refusing to get vaccinated because he's a little confused, he says, on the vaccinations. And for the record, the lowest group of people that are unvaccinated in this country are African Americans. Did you know that? Is it a distrust that African Americans have with the federal government? The numerous things, probably. Then again, I'm not going to sit here and dissect that number because I'm not educated enough to dissect that number. I could give you an opinion, but again, talking about something like that on why African Americans don't have vaccinations, we go into the racist kind of conversations. And then we go into the race theory conversations and such. I don't want to go there. But what I will say is this. Do you think an employer has a right to mandate you to do something to your personal health and make you get a vaccination or not have you work for them? Do you think that's legal even? Here, Chris O was just telling me he's going to get on an airplane in a couple weeks. And get this, he's going to get on an airplane, and right now Southwest Airlines doesn't have enough pilots. They're canceling flights because I guess the White House and the government have made a mandate that pilots and people that work in the airline industry have mandatory vaccinations. So now you don't have enough and the holidays are coming up. Is this another form of keeping people at home by mandating this? To me, it's just is it a coincidence that you don't want people flying around in Christmas and congregating because you still think the coronavirus is a super spreading situation where Christmas can be? Are you doing it for that reason? I think most Americans are thinking you are doing it for that reason. That's why America, by the way, I'm trying to rationalize this out like everybody else here. I'm not telling you anything. I am not suggesting. I'm just talking out loud here. So please understand that. I'm just talking out loud here. Isn't there a coincidence to this as we're getting into November for Thanksgiving and getting around the Christmas time that the federal government is making sure that by the end of November that you have vaccinations in certain industries and the industries that matter during the holidays? Or if you don't, you're going to get fired? And Christmas, and I've got to get to Kyrie, but I'm trying to set the table here for us because it's really weird. Maybe it's the timing. I don't know. Hey, I know this is right, though. Do me a favor, folks, please. When you're in the Phoenix area at any of the Valley Hooter areas, do me a favor, go into one of the places, man. They have great, great food. Some of my favorite steamers. The sandwiches are sensational. My God almighty, man, you're going to love it too. $3 Michelob Ultra drafts. Insane great, man. All the beer specials. Great giveaways. You get into any of the Valley Hooters located in the Phoenix area. More on this Kyrie Irving story. It's kind of crazy. We'll hit on it next. Yeah. Oh, that's fun, man. That's great for you to say. Show flies, doesn't it? Yep, that's right. Yeah, but remember this too, Chris. Not a lot of people let people do shows like ours any longer. That's right. All the nasty little emails I'm sure you guys still get. That's all you want, dude. Love it. Catch him. I did not know that. UNLV's got a hockey program. Hey, you want to hear something crazy? I just found out the University of Miami has one. Yes. Yeah. It's north of Tampa. It's up the like if you do this, if you go up I-95, it's to the left more so of the center of the state. You could it's like on I-75 Gainesville. What? Yes. And Canada. Do you know who used to go to the Lightning games when they first opened up? The Philadelphia Flyer fans would show up when the Flyers played Tampa Bay. Man, they would just fill the arena up when Philadelphia fans were playing. It was crazy, packed. Montreal too, man. Detroit especially. Yeah, yeah. Braddock Bonk, I was there for that. Yeah. Oh my God, people don't know the Clint Malarchik story when he got his throat almost fucking. And by the way, have you seen that YouTube? Yeah, man, he almost died on the ice. He got back on the ice though and goaltended. Yeah, no. Isn't that why isn't why that flap was put down there after that because of that? Yeah. Oh, completely. The guy's skate went up in the air. It was totally an accident. Yeah. Dan Sileo, USA Radio Network. Yeah, let me hit on this here. Thank you for coming aboard. I mean, play action real. Listen to this. We love you, Dan. Great content. Thank you so much. We appreciate everybody checking us out here tonight on USA Radio Network and also on our platforms. Thank you. Means a lot. I got asked a question earlier today by the NFL Network. They were talking to me about quarterbacks in the NFL that, and I don't know if you know who Pro Football Focus is. That's the thing that kind of ranks all the quarterbacks and all the players by position. And what they do is you have these geeks that are sitting with protractors and whatever going, oh, this guy here graded out the most here, 75%. And this guy here had an 85 grading. And they put these stupid numbers together. And so I was asked, and my list was completely different. They had all these different things, Dak Prescott, all this and that, who the best quarterbacks in the game were. And I said, they go, what is your parameters and how you look at the quarterback position? I said this, I look at it one way. There's only really one way. I don't gauge the guy on how he throws the ball. I don't gauge the guy how he reads defenses. I do one thing. Here is the one thing that matters the most to me. If you had 60 minutes of football, 60 minutes of football, who is the one person in the league today you'd want the ball in his hands? 2 minutes left in the game, a minute left in the game, 35 seconds. Who would be the guy you would want the ball in his hand? One guy. I wrote 5 guys down here. I put this kid Josh Allen in my top 5. Buffalo Bills quarterback. I think this kid's going to be one of the faces of the franchise if he's not already. You know, people are saying right now the Bills are the best team in the National Football League. They've had a bunch of shutouts so far this year. This kid Allen is just getting better and better and better. He's kind of put away all of the inaccuracies that he had when he came out of Wyoming. And he's really turning himself into a special football player. Like, is he Jim Kelly yet? No. Can he be? Watch this. Yeah. He can be. Can he be somebody like Jim Kelly? Can you imagine this? You found another Jim Kelly in Buffalo. Jim Kelly is one of the toughest players I have ever known in my life. Jim Kelly's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. Started his career in the USFL with the Houston Gamblers. Obviously, he's a Hurricane, so I'm partial to him. But he didn't even want to go to Buffalo. He goes any place but Buffalo. They draft him. He cried, he said, when they drafted him. Seriously, he said he cried. Now he lives there. They revere that guy. You got a guy, and this guy, Josh Allen, who went up there. Do you remember the circumstances on what happened to him when he was drafted out of Wyoming? Remember they found those racist tweets on his Twitter? He had to walk into the Buffalo Bills locker room and apologize before he even shook their hand to say hi. I'm sorry for some of the immature things that I wrote on my Twitter page. And do you know what he decided to do after that? Instead of having that be an anchor around his neck, do you know what it became? It became a driving force to say, I have to prove to everyone in my locker room that I'm not that guy and that I'm a leader and that I'm going to lead this team out of purgatory and I'm going to put this team on my back and we're going to win games. Right now, people in the league are saying that this is the best football team in the game. And Sean McDermott has done wonderful things, the head coach of the Bills. Good for you, man. You put all that trash to the side. You swept it to the side. You didn't hold it against them. Every player, black and white, loved this kid. Do you know how important that is? He erased all the negativity that he had going into the organization. And he won everybody over just by the way he wins, by the way he carries himself, and most importantly, by the way he's embraced by the community. He loves being there. 4, I got Justin Herbert. You know, I'll tell you a story. I've posted a bunch of pictures of me and him when I was in Los Angeles a few years ago. And Mario Cristobal, the head coach of the Oregon Ducks, and I have been friends for 30 years. Mario's a Hurricane. Sits me down. He goes, "Hey, Justin Herbert, I'm going to have him come over here." I was doing interviews for the Pac-12. It was Pac-12 Media Day. And I'm doing interviews in Los Angeles. And we're sitting around talking. He goes, "Dan, this kid here is special, man. He's 6'7". He's fast as hell. He's tough as hell. And this kid here, man, I'm just telling you, it's incredible how he plays the game. He just plays the game, man. He's just wonderful the way he plays it." He goes, "Our offense is a little bit constricting to his style of play, but you wait till this guy gets into the NFL. He is going to chase people around, and you're going to watch a guy that's Dan Marino in a modern-day NFL." And he is. You know, he's got a Joe Montana mentality, too. You know what it is? I don't give a crap. I'm just going to chuck that baby in there. He is so gifted. Unfortunately, he plays for the Chargers. Chargers have zero fan base. The Chargers are lucky they have him. And this kid, Brandon Staley, who's their coach in Los Angeles, I got to give it to him, man. They have really, without a doubt, they have a coach and they have a quarterback of the future. The Chargers are awful lucky. He's my 4th guy. These are all things I did today on the NFL Network. Number 3, I got Lamar Jackson. By the way, I got to tell you about Lamar. I had Ross Tucker on with me on my stream show a couple days ago. And first thing he said was, you know how Chris O gets on me about Gators? So I get my buddy Ross Tucker on from the Ross Tucker podcast. You know what he says to me out of the gate? "Sileo, tell me something. How does Lamar Jackson get out of South Florida and not going to the Miami Hurricanes?" I put my head down and I just said, "Jesus Christ, man, I hear this all the time. I don't know." It just shows you the ineptness of my program right now, not being able to identify the most critical position that we have ever had at the University of Miami. Do you understand? When I played at Miami, I want to show you something. Do you know who my quarterbacks were? Bernie Kosar, Vinny Testaverde, Jim Kelly, Steve Walsh. These guys were all first-round draft choices. One of them was the first pick in the draft. Those were all my quarterbacks. Can you imagine that? Kelly, Kosar, Testaverde, Walsh were the quarterbacks that I had. Every one of those guys went on to an NFL career. One of them was a Hall of Famer. One of them was the first pick in the draft. One of them won the Heisman. All of them, but 2 won a national championship. Crazy. I had all those guys that now we can't recruit a guy to save our lives, and we have to go into the transfer portal to find a guy. And Lamar Jackson was sitting in South Florida, and nobody at Miami recruited him, or they kind of did, but they half-assed it, and he went to Louisville, and he won a Heisman. I watched him the other night have over 500 yards in total offense. Sunday Night Football. Led a comeback for his Ravens. He is a special dude. He is a special guy, man. Play Action says, "I can't wait for Ravens and Chargers." That's going to be a hell of a football game. Ravens and Chargers. You got Justin Herbert versus Lamar Jackson this weekend. Man, entertainment at its highest. Like if you were to put tickets on the table and go, Dan, you get one ticket. Who do you want to go see, Lamar or Justin? I'd be like this. On Monday, it might be Lamar. On Tuesday, it might be Justin Herbert. Penguin AZ says he won't show up. Give me a break. Come on, man. Really? You don't think Lamar Jackson's going to show up? He's won 81% of his football games since he's been a starting quarterback in the NFL. And you think he's not going to show up? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, they're showing Trey Thomas going into the Eagle Hall of Fame tonight. Pretty cool. One of the absolutely great football players in the history of that organization. So I got Lamar Jackson at 3. At 2, I got Rodgers still. I think Aaron Rodgers is, look what he's done. Okay, think about this for a minute. Okay? Aaron Rodgers lost the first game against the Saints. Maybe because there was so much noise going on. Okay? Maybe there was so much noise going on in the building. They lose the first game to the Saints. They've ripped off 4 straight. And now they're 4-1 on the season going into this weekend. You know, Rodgers has made a lot of noise. It looks like Rodgers' last year in Green Bay. You know what the word is today? How about this? The word is that Aaron Rodgers is going to be going to the Pittsburgh Steelers next year in 2022. There's talk that he may be playing for the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. Okay? I mean, how would you like to see Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh? Holy cow. I mean, I don't care how old he is. And you know what? You can have all my first-round draft choices for Aaron Rodgers. And remember, this is where I'm going here. 60 minutes of football, okay? You have to win one game. One game. Who do you pick? Of course, it's the dude in Tampa for number 1. I told the guys this. I said this. I go, yeah, but what about Patrick Mahomes? What about all these other guys? I go like this to them. I say this. I go, listen here, guys. Tom Brady has proven you give him 60 minutes of football or you give him 1 minute, he's going to win a ball game. Would there be anybody else in the league right now that you would bet against? Would you bet against Tom Brady? You wouldn't bet against Tom Brady, would you? I know I wouldn't. So I got Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Those are my 5 guys. Some of you are going, where's Patrick Mahomes and Dak? I think Patrick Mahomes doesn't really have a football team around him right now to help him win. I think that offensive line has a lot of work. And Dak still has to prove it to me. Okay? Cowboys are playing well, man. But how many people are Cowboy fans are doing this? Yeah, well, they've kind of fooled me for 26 years. Right? And by the way, I'm a fan of Dak. I'm not throwing shade on him. In no way am I throwing shade. I love the kid, actually. I think the guy showed me great leadership. He showed me poise. He's everything. I'm good with Dak Prescott. I just think he has to prove it to me a little more. He has to show me that he can win the game or a game that matters. You know? All right. I want to go over to this topic here because I want to show you something here on how one weekend can change a person's draft status and how you can look at somebody. My guy Chris O lives in Dallas. There was a huge game played last week. It was the Red River rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas. Oklahoma came back and they were down big. They came back and they won. Caleb Williams, he's probably going to be the starting quarterback now in Oklahoma going forward. They got TCU this weekend. Do you know that personal decision right there that Lincoln Riley, the head coach of Oklahoma, is making is a $50 million decision? You understand that, right? Spencer Rattler was projected as the number one player to be taken in the next draft. Because he was failing against Texas, they yanked him out. And in most likely, the rating, who was going to be the number one player taken, may end up going into the transfer portal and may have to build his equity back up again. That was a $50 million decision yanking him out. He went from being the number one pick in the draft to being a second team guy on the Oklahoma football team. You're not taking a guy and giving him $38 million on guaranteed money and a signing bonus. He couldn't even start on his own team. He couldn't even start in college. That's a $50 million guaranteed debacle of a weekend for him. One weekend he goes in, he's the number one projected player taken in the draft. The next weekend he comes out, he's a third rounder. Man, if that's me, I'm transferring. Little bit on Jalen Hurts, starting quarterback of the Eagles. I want to hit on him. We'll do it next. This game's actually gotten a tad bit competitive. 28-14 now. Fourth. 13-21. That baseball game, I think, is still all squared. Cool. Wow, that was almost a pick. I'm listening, but wow. I know. Wow, that was 11-24, 109. Oof. Look at though, he's on the 30 now. That's got to be a flag. How does Adama Sue not get called on that? Wow. Totally holding too. Missed it. Huh. Dan Sileo, USA Radio Network. David Carr brother Derek Carr had a pretty interesting conversation earlier today, and then I heard the brother talking about his brother, the starting quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders, and it really does seem that he's in some way, I don't want to say backing John Gruden because it's a dangerous thing for a quarterback and a white player to be backing John Gruden. You really can't back John Gruden. By the way, no one's backing the emails. What everyone is doing, I think, that looks at it with clarity in this John Gruden case is why is the NFL picking on one guy when people in the league all know owners, people all talk in funny ways? I'll leave it there. And say things. Guy talk, locker room talk. Again, it's not, you know what you get with certain people who don't understand what I'm saying? You're justifying it. I'm not justifying anything. Should he have been fired? Yeah, you can't have that out there leading men. I'm sorry. You can't. By the way, is there a way that he could rehab himself in some way? Apologize profusely? What more? How about this? Let me ask you something here about rehiring John Gruden again. John Gruden's been fired. He's been publicly humiliated. He's lost numerous deals. Madden's taken him out of the game. He's lost shoe contracts and other things. What's the price to pay for that? What he did. What do you think the price to pay is at? What is the price to pay? People get rehabilitated all the time when they go to jail, right? The idea of incarceration is rehabilitation, isn't it? Or isn't it? I guess it's depending on what side of the aisle you're on. Some people think you should just lock people up and throw the key away. I don't. I think people serve their time. You do your debt to society. I think you should have a clean slate and have an opportunity to fulfill your life. Why ruin a guy's life? Especially, and I'm not talking about raping someone. I'm not talking about murder. I'm talking about if you do something in life or you go to jail for it, don't you think rehabilitation and giving somebody a second opportunity in life is something that we all should, subscribe to? I'm sorry, I do. And if it sounds like a snowflake mentality, hey, to each his own. But I think people can be rehabilitated if they do something wrong. I don't think you should be castrated or tarred and feathered because you do something wrong, man, for the rest of your life. Look at what they're doing at Fox. Michael Vick murdered dogs. And I'm an animal lover. He's an analyst right now on Fox. And I ask you, what's more detrimental, what John Gruden did or what Michael Vick did? I guess morality is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? I guess it's how you see things. I see things as a broader picture. You do something wrong. If people think it's wrong, you pay your debt to society. John Gruden's lost his job. He's lost face. He's been publicly humiliated. Do you think he has a right to work again or no? I've had some people tell me the guy's finished. Why? How do you know he doesn't have a come to Jesus conversation with himself and know that he can't do that any longer? You wouldn't hire him again? You would put a pitchfork in John Gruden and him being a coach again because of inappropriate emails. When there's people in society today that have done a billion things worse and have been given second opportunities. You want to hear something crazy? I think John Gruden will coach again one day. I do. We are a very forgiving society. Once we get over the stupidity of what we do sometimes to others, we are a very forgiving society. Yeah. Look at Urban Meyer. All right. So much hitting on tonight with all the great sports. Bowl reset, you keep it right here on the Dan Sileo Show. Oh my God, Urban